It's all about hustle, right? Not always. In today's video, I'm gonna explore why sometimes too much hustle or the wrong type of hustle not only creates anxiety, overwhelm, burnout, apathy, despair, discouragement, but it can also push away the very goal, the very vision, the very project that you wanna bring to life. That's exactly what I'm gonna cover in today's video. Hey, I'm Tommy, welcome back to my channel. I help entrepreneurs, creatives, outside of the box thinkers live and create an unconventional life that they can't wait to wake up for in the morning. That comes with two parts, which is high growth, high performance, high results, and internal peace, clarity, freedom, and fulfillment. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so let's dive in. The big lie of hustle culture. First off, I just want to be very clear. Hustle works. Work ethic works. It's important to take courageous action. It's important to wake up early. It's important to have a morning ritual and have habit and to eliminate distractions and to make a dent on your vision. So I just want to start there. That hustle can work, but very quickly it can turn sour. Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to dismantle the big lie of hustle. But first off, here's where I want to start. We need work ethic. So before Gary Vee's fans come after me like they did with this tweet right here a few years back. For me, by the way, I love his stuff. This is not to demean hustle, and it's not to say that hustle doesn't work. Let's be real here. Work ethic matters. It's an important ingredient to success and growth in any endeavor and in any business and in any entrepreneurial career, any creative career. We need to show up. We need to take courageous action. We need to move the needle on our lives and our businesses. But, and this is the big but, it's not the only thing, and that's exactly what today's video is about. And this is where I want to start, that things can work. Hustle can work. Work ethic can work. Waking up early like I do, I beat the sunrise every morning. It works until it doesn't. And we're really bad at recognizing when it doesn't anymore. I want to introduce this concept to you so you understand what I'm talking about here. And I just call this the law of diminishing hustle. Say it with me. The law of diminishing hustle. What does this mean, Tommy? It means very simply that hustle can work, it can work, it can work until it doesn't anymore. And the law of diminishing hustle states that for every input of hustle, you can get an output back of progress, growth, momentum, income, etc., etc. But then the curve drops drastically and it starts to work against you. Let me explain what this means in a very simple way in your day-to-day. We've all been there when we're working on a project on a day. The first hour, we're doing great work and it's focused. The second hour, third hour. By about that fourth hour, we start to lose our focus. We start to get more distracted. The quality of the work gets worse. And this is the problem with just relying on hustle, that at some point it no longer works and it actually starts to work against you. Not only is your work not good at a certain point, but you're missing out on the benefits of taking a pause and taking a break and disconnecting. Now this works in the micro, your day-to-day, to the macro, pursuing a big vision. That's the first concept that I want to introduce, the law of diminishing hustle. Yes, work ethic and hustle can be very valuable, but very quickly on that curve, at the peak of the wave, it starts to come down and starts to work against us. Think about your favorite food. I love acai bowls from Sedona, Arizona. I will drive 90 minutes just to get one. Yes, I'm obsessed. You can ask my fiance, but here's the truth. The first one is incredible. The second one is pretty damn good because I'm obsessed with them. The third one, it's gonna send me into the toilet room and it's gonna ruin the rest of my day with a stomach ache. And all I mean is that the law of diminishing hustle means that very quickly your work is actually gonna start to work against you. Okay, so let's actually get to the big myth of hustle. Now that we've covered the law of diminishing hustle, the lie is simple. The more you hustle, the more results you will get. And furthermore, it says that hustle is really the only ingredient that matters. And like we covered in the law of diminishing hustle, it's only one part of the ingredient. Think about your favorite dish. Your favorite dish is gonna have multiple ingredients to come to life. Your creative project is gonna have multiple ingredients. Yes, work ethic matters. Getting up early matters. Taking courageous action matters, but that's not it, right? If hard work was just the answer, well then the most thriving people on the planet would be coal miners. They'd be in a constant state of thriving because they're the ones working the hardest. At some point, we have to work smarter. We have to work from a better foundation. We have to unplug and let ideas percolate. We have to spend time disconnected and take a walk in nature or do a hobby or do a meditation practice or have a present meal with somebody that we love. Now again, hustle and work ethic are important, but they're just one part of the equation. And furthermore, the deeper lie of hustle says that if you pour yourself into a 16-hour day today, long enough, and you do it tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, then you're gonna wake up in some mythical oasis where you won't have to do that anymore, or you will be free. And here's the problem with that myth. Really, there's two problems with this big lie and this big myth. Is one, you grind yourself to the bone today and you never get there because you're so exhausted, overwhelmed, you just say, you give up. You start a project, you hustle yourself to the bone, and you have burnout symptoms for 3 months, and then you have to start all over. So one issue is that you'll never get there. Secondly, which might be even worse, is that you get there, but you get there with your adrenals roasted, you're half exhausted, you get there and you don't even know how to celebrate the moment. And this is the deepest lie of hustle, that achievement alone will fulfill you and create purpose and meaning from the inside out. Achievement is great, but it's only half of the puzzle at best. And that's the lie, because we know so many people who have gotten to mountaintops, who have all the money, all the cars, all the success, all the followers, all the New York Times bestsellers, all the Academy Awards, and they're less fulfilled than they were when they started. So what is happening here? So we put more hustle into it, thinking that if we get there, then everything will be taken care of, and it's simply not true. Okay, so what's the truth and why does this actually matter? Well, at the end of the day, you and I are gonna spend 99% of our time in the process. So if we can't enjoy the process and make it sustainable, first off, of course, we'll never get there like we discussed. But furthermore, you and I, we don't wanna arrive at our goals and our mountaintops on the verge of exhaustion and burnout that achievement alone cannot solve. Okay, so how do you counteract this lie and make sure that you don't slide so far past the law of diminishing hustle that you wake up in an existential crisis in the fetal position or tied to a cactus in Vegas? We've all been there, right? Okay, here's how. You use hustle as an ingredient, but then you also find ways to detach, to let go, to understand that when you're on hour 7.5 of pounding the pavement of your MacBook Pro, that you're probably not doing your best work anymore, and that checking your email for the 88th time, yes, that's an actual statistic, is probably not gonna return any results, or that more scrolling through Instagram or doing tasks, or even if you're doing work, it's probably not your highest amount of work. So at some point in the micro of your day-to-day, in the micro of your week, but also in the macro of going after a vision, whatever that vision is for you, it's important to have work ethic, but it's also important to detach. It's also important to let go. It's also important to gasp, oh my God, have fun and play and not be so insanely rigid about bringing a goal to life or bringing a project to life. And between these two worlds is where you're gonna go up as high as you can on before the law of diminishing hustle takes over, right? So you're gonna put in input, you're gonna do creative work, you're gonna do all of that stuff. It's gonna bring reward, but the moment that it starts to work against you, the moment that it starts to make you exhausted or on the verge of burnout or feeling like you need a vacation or starting to go down a health scare or an issue, you're able to detach and let go. And so you might be asking time, so what does that look like? I'm gonna do a whole video on that, but those are the practices of what we call being and maybe space, or doing things that are fun and activities and going on hikes into nature, hanging out with pets and family and kids and turning the phone off, doing something that you love just for the art of doing it. Maybe that's writing or craft or playing the guitar or reading a novel, just anything that disconnects you from the intensity of the hustle, so you can have that creative spark, so you can have that creative breakthrough, so you can have that idea, so that when you come back tomorrow to do it again, you're in a great state, you're performing better, you're connecting two novel ideas that you wouldn't have otherwise done so. That's how we flip the lie of hustle on its head and make sure that you don't slide past the law of diminishing returns and don't head into the land of burnout USA. Okay, so that wraps up today's video. I wanna hear, what did you get from this short video on the lie of hustle? And where in your life, where in your business have you been believing that more is always more? And how can you implement what I talked about in terms of the law of diminishing hustle into your creativity, into your freelancing, into your career, whatever it is that you're doing? Post the comments below. Also, if you want different videos on different topics, let me know. You can post below and make sure to subscribe. I'm releasing a new video every single week on the topics of high performance and high fulfillment, so you can create a life that you can't wait to wake up for every single day. Challenges, opportunities, and everything in between. Okay, so the law of diminishing. Más claro, hay que tener una visión. Oh, wait, is this my Spanish? Is this my Spanish? No, this is my English channel. Okay, hold on, remix. Delete.